to the Adelaide Community Bicycle Workshop. My name is John. This is an instructional video to show you how we go about fixing a bicycle, and for volunteers, how we prepare them for sale. Okay, when you're checking over a bicycle to make sure everything's good, you need to start with the brakes. So squeeze the brakes and make sure they stop the bike. You can do that by standing on the wheel with the brakes on. Ring the bell, make sure it works. If there are mud guards on, they need to be clear of the wheel, not rubbing on the wheel. And the headstand needs to be firm, so the handlebars steer the bike securely. The grips need to be complete, not broken, and firmly attached to the bike. Okay, the handlebars must be straight to the direction of the bike and not loose. The seat must be secure and not loose in this direction, and it must be tight in the frame. Next, we need to check the reflectors. So there should be a rear reflector, there should be a front reflector, there should be wheel reflectors on both wheels, and there should be pedal reflectors on the front and the back of each pedal. Okay, the tyres must be pumped up to at least 50 pounds, just 30 pounds for a kid's bike, but 50 or 60 pounds for an adult bike. They need to have enough tread on them, and they need to run true in the frame. The frame itself must not have any cracks or any rust in the joints. And if there is a side stand fitted, it needs to be secure, so not wobbly, and when you stand the bike on it, the bike has got to stand naturally without falling over. Okay, both wheels must run true in the frame, and they must not rub on the brakes. So when you activate the brakes, they should move, both sides should move the same amount, and that's called balancing. So check the rear wheel and the rear brakes are balanced, and then come around and check that the front wheel runs true. Check that the front brakes are balanced, that both sides move the same amount, and that you have enough tread on the tyre here. Okay, the last thing with the wheels is you've got to make sure that they don't move from side to side in the frame. That's checking that the bearings are secure and properly adjusted. Then around the pedals must be free to spin. They mustn't have any play in them doesn't have too much play that way. And then the crank itself needs to be secure, run tight in the frame. If it wobbles from side to side, that's a serious fault and needs to be corrected. An important part of getting a bicycle running smoothly is that the gear change mechanism works okay. So to start with, the chain must be oiled and it must have enough free play in it. On the handlebars we have the shifters, and it must change through all of the gears smoothly. At the back and at the front. Now so they're the shifters. Now the derailleurs, the front derailleur needs to be aligned with the chain, and it must be adjusted so that it doesn't push the chain all the way off the cogs. And same with the rear derailleur. It must move the chain up and down the cassette without allowing the chain to come off the end of the cogs. And then it needs to be adjusted so that each click of the shifter moves one gear. Other things requiring attention. Split grip, end plug required. Seat damaged or torn. Replace old tyres. Dangerous crack in frame. Worn brake pads. Pads set too low. Pads misaligned. Damaged pedal. Frayed cable and sharp edges. Cable housing cracked. Okay, so that's a very quick run through of what you must check on a bicycle to make sure that it's fit for the road. All of the controls must be free and easy to use. And the bicycle generally must feel correct, especially when you ride it. So to finish, I'm just going to ride it around the car park, and at that point any serious problems with the bike should become apparent. Good luck. Okay, when you test ride the bike, we want to make sure that the brakes and the gears and the steering all work properly, and that the bike feels okay and there aren't any other problems like the wheels rubbing or anything like that. So I'm just going to ride it up and down, and we'll get a pretty good idea of how well the bike works. Feels okay.